Gotsky looking for that damage, finds him on the Diablo. Diablo forced it back out as their health drops low. The Immortal now is at 25%
Back down,
here.
Yo on the Greymane gonna be the first to fall. But is it ETC? No, that's Malthael up there. A triple.
Leyline used in the back, catching 3 people on top of that, followed up by the APOC and the lurking on. Catching 2, but this time on is gonna be the first one.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi.
There's the lead, catches him in the mud pit. Time trap does pop. Mosh pit goes out. Fruitman's still in trouble. Pops to stay a while and listen, but it's not going to matter.
Here comes the Blowboss on the backside. The Visual gets plundered and then stunned. Oh my goodness! The combo!
Getting shrunk down, ETC getting killed. He becomes dog food for the Greymane.
I didn't think they had a chance. I thought it was all over. We said all or nothing, and they got absolutely everything.
Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jason, and we've got a Division C West match, which the draft is already underway. So let's jump right in. These guys actually jumped the gun on me a little bit, but that's all right. We've got Diva and Tychus, the banouts here, as we've got 210 Blechman Street versus Team Rainbow Strike Go, TSRG as they are called by many here in the NGS community. But we are going to see the Diva and the Tychus banned out early. We are on Cursed Hollow for game number 1 here tonight. These teams obviously ready and raring to go. As we see Gazlo and Falstad banned out. So Falstad has been pretty good ever since his little talent rework. He's been pretty much top of the heap, and especially on global maps like Cursed Hollow here. Very, very strong pick. Just in general, but especially after his rise in the meta, so to speak. I also do want to throw out real quickly to everybody, I have made some stream adjustments. So if there's anything sound or visual that you guys see, if you could please give me feedback. I'll see if I can fix it on the fly, but it should be running better. But, you know, whenever you make changes, I'm a little self-conscious about there being maybe mistakes that were in there. But, yeah. Let me know in the chat if you guys see anything. But in the meantime, Raynor, Sonya, and Diablo kicking us off here for this draft. Raynor, very good poke on this map. And what a frontline coming out from TSRG early here. That's going to be a very, very strong frontline to have to deal with. Diablo so good on this map on Cursed Hollow. So much terrain to be able to charge people into, to get that stun, get the flip follow-up. Sonya, very good bruiser in the current meta. And Varian and Uther going to be the pickups for Blechman. So not showing too much here either. That could be... Well, what's interesting about this, there are 3 different things that those picks could signify. That could be main healer Uther with tank Varian, main tank Varian with DPS Uther, or it could... sorry, main tank Uther. Yeah, you get what I mean. Either one could be main tank. Uther could be healer or main tank, and they could still pick a main tank. I confused myself with that analysis, but you guys get the point. Malthael going to be the ban out here for Team Rainbow Strike Go. Does that signify a Cho'Gall pick now that they've thrown Malthael and Tychus out of here? Not necessarily. Diablo actually, I believe Diablo with full souls actually has more health than the Cho'Gall. So would not be at all surprised to see this not be Cho'Gall, and there we can get confirmation that it won't be. Lucio and Hanzo, however, picked up here for the Knights. Sorry, for TSRG. The Knights are the sister team, TSRG Knights, that are down in D West. You guys will have to excuse me. I have a lot more experience with that squad, so I will possibly do that again later, but I'll do my best not to. Phoenix going to be the pickup, and Blade's going to finish things out, pretty much confirming the main tank variant with the taunt, but not necessarily either. The Blaze can be a main tank. And again, you know, you could still go Uther main tank, but he would be tanking and solo healing, so that's probably not the case. Last pickup here for Team Rainbow Strike Go with the Hanzo signifies that you kind of got your backline AA hero, and so they're gonna go Kael'thas, which I was about to say Gul'dan for the spread damage to try to counter the Uther, but Kael'thas also does pretty solid follow-up damage and is good stun follow-up to the Diablo charge and overpower. So we'll have to see how this goes tonight. Want to thank everybody for showing up to watch. I want to thank both of these teams for showing up on time. It's been super nice lately. Haven't had too many delays with the teams I've been casting. Let's get on in for game number 1 here in Division C West here on Cursed Hollow. I do want to make a note that I have decided to turn off alerts in-game. So when we're in this screen, we will not be having alerts. I apologize to everybody. I know you want to see your names up there for follows and such, but I'll do my best to replay them. I actually have Streamlabs open to do that for y'all. So we'll replay them and go over those in the break for any bits, any cheers, any subs, of course, and then, of course, any follows. I'll make sure to play those and praise those in between matches. So I do appreciate the support, but I also want to focus on the teams when we're in game here. Speaking of which, let's get in here for game number 1. On the left, we've got 210 Blechman Street. We've got Slow Cheetah on the Varian. We've got Dumbledore on the what did I read that as? Number? The number on the Phoenix. We've got Asterix on the Blaze. We've got Elodo on the Phoenix, and Dung Beetle going to be on the Rainer. Meanwhile, on the right, for Team Rainbow Strike Go, we've got Styx going to be playing the Hanzo. We've got Rober on the Kael'thas. We've got Silver on Diablo, Panda on Lucio, and we've got Kingle on the Sonya. There is the charge in early here for the stun. Only catches 1 though. Both teams going to clear out the mid lane and move on. We've got, as we would expect, Glowquest coming in for Robert. I'll be looking to get that shield built up as soon as possible. Grab that 3rd globe after capturing the 2 in mid. Up top, Hanzo v Blaze. Interesting matchup. This is going to be simple geometry, so Stick's going to be trying to do his best to take advantage of that. Instant rotation here by Kingle. Getting on that real fast on that macro. Oh, big damage coming out onto Silver. They got the slow there from Phoenix, but not quite enough damage to take advantage of that, especially pre-4 without that taunt. A little bit tiny XP advantage gained here early for TSRG. Gap will widen a little bit with the capture of that camp. And they've got it pushing in the bot lane, so they'll have a little bit of extra push down on this bot side before the objective. And of course, 210 Blechman Street would like to have their camp pushing in the mid lane, so they will go ahead and get started on that. Oh, up top, Blaze goes down. Stick's able to get the kill. I apologize, I did not see him getting low. I was focused on the camp cap, but very nicely done. Already up to 5 stacks on simple geometry. Camp captured by Sonya, while captured on the other side there. Check in with the mid lane here. With Lucio just kind of slowly stacking with that level 1. Gonna look for a little bit of damage here on Slow Cheetah, but he'll be able to walk away for the moment.
Your world is upside down.
This is going to be the classic solo laner matchup up in the top. This is as far away as you can get from the objective, so we'll have to see which one comes down first, with 210 Blechman Street capturing their camp right at the right time here. Sonya may want to stay to clear this out, but would put him at a disadvantage for the Trib. They do have Hanzo, who is an excellent Trib interrupter here. He's got amazing poke. And right now, Kingle is up here, not only clearing this camp, but shoving the lane. Meanwhile, Robert gets there. Good zoning from Team Rainbow Strike Go. They're even going to stun Phoenix on the way out, as Silver will make it back to the mid lane. We've got a lot of stacking quests on both sides. We've got Uther, 11 stacks so far out of what I believe is 80 to get to max. Yep. Silver Touch. So not a lot of progress there, but not a lot of team fighting yet, so not too many opportunities to get value out of that. Same with Veteran Marksman. Got a long way to go before we're going to see the value out of that for Dung Beetle. So we get a 6th stack there. Yeah, but again, you know, as soon as he starts to step up to try and get that stack, you see Silver charge him nearly into the wall. It was very close. You also have 15 stacks so far. Dung Beetle getting kind of charged and surprised there from the gank attempt. Silver waiting in the bush will be able to come up and get the interrupt. Robert also kind of in on that right now. Oh, and they are charging Dung Beetle. Can they get the finish? Nope. Silver's going to come back. And now it looks like we're going to get a full-fledged fight on the point here. Cheetah charging in. Big heal being popped there by Panda. But Blaze gonna go down. Bomb's being spread a bit here. Oh, the big flame strike comes down. Well, Robert says, how you doing? That'll be a 2, or let's say make it 3-0 exchange there for Team Rainbow Strike Go. They'll get their second cap. And we'll move straight on to the boss. No problem there. Oh, it's Dominator. I had to look at that for a very long time before I realized what video games speak I was seeing there. Apologize. I can be a little bit slow on those things. Fine, I can be a lot bit slow on those things. Bottom 4 rather going to be taken. Meanwhile, there is the arrow into the stun. Rainer going to fall. And that's our main clear on the boss here. So that's going to be a lot of trouble for it's going to be a lot of trouble for 210 Blechman Street. As now Sonya caps the 3rd tribute. And with no Rainer to help clear here, we're going to see Silver charging through to get the stun onto the Uther. Bot's still available here, still at half health as it starts wailing away on this keep. Level 10's now coming in for 210 Blechman Street, and with that, TSRG is going to go ahead and back up for the moment. Take a look at these level 10s while we've got a moment. It's going to be Wrath of the Berserker, High Five, Apocalypse, Dragon Strike, and Campfox is not selected yet. We'll have to see what spicy meatballs might come out of. No, it's going to be Phoenix, never mind. Meanwhile, for 210 Blechman Street, going to be Combustion. Oh, wait a minute. We've got the arrow coming out as they're attempting to come in. APOC does go down, catching 2 right now as Dung Beetle in pretty far, trying to get the damage out. Hyperion has been thrown out, but it's Blaze that'll fall first. Dung Beetle shortly after. And it's, again, a favorable exchange here, 2 for nothing for TSRG. Saw the Sabo there, but we also have the shield wall along with that taunt from earlier. D-Shield, Hyperion, and yeah, Combustion, I think we called already. A lot of control so far in these team fights for Team Rainbow Strike Go. They've got a pretty heavy engage comp. Meanwhile, with 210 Blechman Street, I mean, their advantage would have been between the level 4 to level 10 with the pick ability of their comp. So good job by TSRG in the macro sense of not having too much engage early in the game, especially with so many stacking quests for Blechman. Or Blechman, sorry. Oh, look out. Blaze will see this rotation, but oh, the shove, the anti-synergy coming down. Combustion also going to go down, going to slow the members of Team Rainbow Strike Go. Can he make it out, though? The wave was coming in, but so close to getting that heal out. Bots was taken, though, and now they'll push along with this one, looking for their second keep of the game. There's Hyperion, but Dung Beetle going to be caught in the corner. Nobody puts Rainer in a quarter except for Silver, apparently, as they will start to put damage down on this keep. Got to be careful about trying to avoid hitting the heroes if they're going to try to take this keep down, though. It will target them instead. There's damage coming off the boss, though. Meanwhile, Slow Cheetah going to be charged. And there's a 5-man Sabo, so big Sabo damage coming out there, but nothing that Lucio can't handle. But yeah, High Five, a pretty big counter to that taunt variant. Able to get people out of those taunt combos. Possibly before, or even possibly right after, the Hammer of Justice comes down from the Uther. I think they've got a lot of control on their side, a lot of engage potential with the arrow into APOC, and they're just taking advantage of that right now. They are controlling when they want to fight, when they don't. Right here, they know 13's coming in soon, so this is the teeniest, tiniest window where Blechman Street could have an even fight, and so TSRG backs up. We'll wait to get 16. They'll click all these talents in, and then we'll gladly take a fight the next opportunity. Arrow will reveal that they're in the area, but look at the 3-man stun from Styx. APOC to follow it up actually only finds one on the back line, but big damage up front. D-Shield going to be popped on Variant. Taunt goes down onto Robert, but he's going to be just fine. Styx, however, gets the High Five, gets healed up, and that is indeed going to be Variant falling. Meanwhile, Dominator trying to flank from the bottom side, but look at the big damage focused on the top half here. Even as Hyperion comes down, 2 more members will fall. The core is starting to look a little rough here. Uther going to try to clear this out as best he can. Phoenix will do a pretty good job, but the big headliner is another free-for-nothing exchange. Team Rainbow Strike Go goes ahead and gets themselves another boss here, and this will be pushing directly to the core. So if Team Rainbow Strike Go can protect this catapult, wait for the boss here, and maybe push in here, they could be looking at the win. This is their first real opportunity to try to win the game. If they can get some picks here, I think they can do it. Boss is going to deal pretty decent damage to this core. It's pretty much full health as it starts wailing away at him. They are stepping back a little bit. Dominator on the flank, though. Very, very aggressive flank. Will eventually fall. Lasted longer than I thought they would, actually, in that scenario. But it's still going to be 3 members going down. Make it 4 as Variant falls. Styx jumping in aggressively, trying to get to Dung Beetle. He'll make it back to the Hall of Storms, but he'll be the only one left to tail the tale of game number 1, which is going to go over to Team Rainbow Strike Go here on Cursed Hollow. Very efficient match by these gentlemen. Take a look at our match summary screen from game 1 there. Never mind. I don't get stats for game number 1. But that's okay. You know, to be honest, we didn't get to spend a whole lot of time on the camera scene, so shout out to you, Sarah, who, of course, as always, is sitting tucked right under my arm. Her favorite spot to be. Mine too, actually. Both my cats have been pretty cuddly lately, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about that incredible match we just saw. Great performance from Team Rainbow Strike Go. Very controlled, macro-oriented play there. Good team fighting. Good play all around. Let's see if they can carry that into game number 2. But while we go ahead and get set up for that game, I'm going to take us to a quick break. And I will be right back as soon as we go into the draft here for game number 2. All right, well, there we go. Back on into the game for game number 2. Welcome back, everybody. Team Rainbow Strike Go. Getting first pick, first ban here. 210 Blechman Street. Gonna have choice of their map here. Picking map pick over first pick, first ban, and taking us here to Infernal Shrines. Probably the most popular NGS map overall in the seasons I've been here. And I've been here a while. I started casting at season 2. So it's been a while. And I think I've seen more Infernal Shrine games than any other map. Wave Clear, of course, a premium here. Tychus and Gazlo, the first bans. Kaleposs going to be taken out here. So Team Rainbow Strike Go taking advantage of the Kaleposs in the first game, but deciding they do not want to see it here on this map for game number 2. Diva once again the ban, so Blechman sticking with it, but yeah, letting through the false stat. I was about to say, hold on, false stat available, and Styx will gladly go ahead and grab that.
The crusade calls. Victory.
Meanwhile, Johanna and Sylvanas going to be the pickups here. Sylvanas, of course, a very interesting hero on this map. Can contribute a little bit to the wave clear aspect of the map, but the big thing is being able to shut down these towers to push with the Punisher. So hinges very, very heavily on winning the map objective.
Our world is worth fighting for.
And she does a decent job of helping you do that as well. Meanwhile, May and Ragnaros being picked up. So you've got big, heavy zone and control tank in front with very good wave clear so far from Rag and Falstad. So they're going to have good shrine clear here. Let's see how Blechman wants to try to counter that a little bit. Lucio going to be the ban out, so not going to want to see a repeat of Lucio from Panda from that game number 1. Lucio's spread damage, also a pretty good counter to the Sylvanas and her ability to spread with Shadow Dagger to get some extra damage out on the field. Uther are going to be the ban out for Team Rainbow Strike Go, so they're wanting to limit the stun options on that front line. CC a pretty good counter to Ragnaros, but Malfurion going to be the pickup here.
Anytime you're ready.
Dung Beetle going to grab Rainer for a second game in a row. And last 2 picks coming up here for Team Rainbow Strike Go. Still need to see a healer, which will get the Deckard for Panda and Junkrat. So again, just focusing on the clear here. They've got so much clear on the shrine. The only way they could have more is if they picked up a Sonya or a Kerrigan. But they've got so much already. Deckard also very good on this map to be able to get some preemptive potions down onto the point, kind of get a little bit of stored healing ready for when you do take that big fight. Asmodan get a pick up here for Blechman. All right. Well, that is going to be a draft for game number 2. So let's get on into Infernal Shrines for this match. Thank you once again, everybody, for tuning in. Just make sure we got this all set up and ready to go. Looks like we're good. All right. Yeah, a lot of poke damage here from Blechman Street, so they are going to have to try to target down the squishy backliners if they can. They've got good poke from the Asmo, and not a lot of dive. They're more of a front to back comp, so we'll see if they can manage to maybe get the CC out on May. Let's see, is this going to be the Sleepy Roots? No, we got Vengeful Roots, so I'm going to try to stack that damage up. But let's get on in to our introductions here for 210 Blechman Street. We've got Slow Cheetah going to be playing the Sylvanas this time around. We've got Asterix on the Johanna. We've got Elato on the Asmodan. We've got Denominator on the Malfurion. And Dung Beetle going to be on the Rainer. Meanwhile, on the right for Team Rainbow Strike Go, Silver already charging in there to get the stun on the May. Oh, big root coming in, and Asmodan will fall. We've got Kingle getting that first kill there on the Falstad. Sticks on the Junkrat, Panda on the Dr. Kane, and Robert going to be playing that, the Ragnaros. Woo! All right, hardest part of the cast for me is done. Let's move on to the easier stuff. Oh, look out. By the way, this name keeps evolving for me. I think I figured it out. I think I figured out its denominator. Again, man, gamer spelling always trips me up. If you put a number in your name, you are my arch nemesis as a caster. Just for the record. Hey, you do you, but you're gunning for me at that moment. That's how I'm taking that. Slow Cheetah up top, taking a lot of damage there from the Rag, but before level 4, not going to be particularly effective at trying to answer the double soak. But oof, the root comes down, and just like that, Malfurion going to be the victim of the second blood of the game here. First and second blood for Team Rainbow Strike Go. A Slow Cheetah pushes in the lane, and Robert will get most of this soak. You know, down bottom, ooh, big fight coming out here. The camp is captured for Blechman Street. But Kingle flying down, we'll take down Dung Beetle. Now looking to put the damage out onto the Joe as well. It's some poked pretty low, but we'll not have enough for the second kill there. Still a little bit of a trickle effect going on here Team Rainbow Strike Go, as they have a little more than a half-level lead right now. A lot of XP in mid to be picked up, though, so that'll even out a bit here. As they push in, they're going to get a decent push in this mid lane. I'll clear it up pretty quick for Blechman. No problem there. Oh, but down bot, look out. Aspedan a little bit too deep. Can they get the counter kill, though? No. Ballstad stays alive. Hovers his way on into some of those potions. Meanwhile, Robert will be up top and is looking to get this started immediately. We'll get directly onto this. And while I would say not as good as Sonya or Kerrigan at clearing the shrine, Ragnaros can do it pretty effectively too. He's got plenty of wave clear to get this done. Oh, meanwhile, look at the gank attempt here, waiting in the wings. Get a big condemn and a decent amount of poke damage early here for Blechman Street. Meanwhile, the push coming in here as well as Black Arrow going to be popped and going to slow the clear a little bit. The camp pushing in, so it gives them a little bit of an advantage in the lane. Team Rainbow Strike Go going to have to clear this out. Volstad is still in mid, but could fly up any time here. Right now, a 9, make it 10 minion lead as we do see Kingle flying in. Denominator super low, just barely dodges the root there. That was very, I think if that root goes down, that might have been a kill. Team Rainbow Strike Go. But it's being cleared pretty quickly and efficiently by 210 Blechman Street. There's still a few ahead here. Condemn comes in. Big damage coming out from Slow Cheetah there. And Kingle's super low. Grabs a potion and will live. Oh man, Silver getting out with a sliver of health. And this is going to be the first Punisher of the game going over to 210 Blechman Street. We mentioned the Winmore aspect, being able to shut down the towers with the extra push. Silver getting very low, by the way, can get out there from the root. But yeah, Molten Core also a really good defensive tool that Team Rainbow Strike Go has. That said, Robert gets knocked out of that pretty quickly. And now they've got Black Arrow and the Frozen Punisher, which is gonna shut down some of these towers on its own here. But yeah, that'll be first fort of the game for Blechman Street off of this first objective. Very nicely done. Still about a half-level lead right now for Team Rainbow Strike Go. Taking a look at some of these talents. 14 so far for the Roots quest at level 1 for Denominator. 58 globes so far for Aloydo. And 38 of the Shadow Dagger stacks here for Slow Cheetah. Oh, big damage, big root. Ballstad will fall. Very nicely done. Big pick as a first kill of the game now for 210 Blechman Street. Now they're on a bit of a roll here. They've got momentum on their side. Level 10 still come in just a hair earlier for Team Rainbow Strike Go, but they are down the Falstad. So this is a 3v3 down here. Level 10's now being locked in by both sides. We do have Mighty Gust along with the Sulfurous, Smash, Ice Wall, Stay a While, and Listen. And Junkrat holding for the moment. Expect to see the Rip Tire, especially on this map, but we'll see what ultimately they decide to go. There is the Ice Wall, overlapping a little bit with the Stay a While, but this is still going to be Sulfurous Smash. Big damage coming down on the Asmodan, and that's going to be another pick there. As they're charging in, and the boot back from that concussion mine. Johanna will fall. Very nicely done there by Styx. Meanwhile, before we were so rudely interrupted. Wait a minute, we're going to be interrupted again here. Big invasion. This should be an instant, zone, though. Yeah. Denominator taking a lot of damage. And there's the Rip Tire. So we didn't get to the Rip Tire earlier, but that is the pick. Meanwhile, for the side of 210 Blechman Street, we've got Blessed Shield, Twilight Dream, along with the Hyperion. That is Demonic Invasion, along with Wailing Arrow. Don't see enough Asmodans. Don't cast enough Asmodan games to have those icons memorized. Or the names, for that matter. Gotta work on that. Gotta get the new ones, the hogger ones down pat, and the more obscure ones. I just learned Ice Wall recently. It's the one that doesn't look like Avalanche, right? Camp gonna be captured here in the top by Team Rainbow Strike Go. And look at the Bush Gank. We're gonna go ahead and abandon it though for now. As soon as it was revealed they were up on that top camp, they weren't. It didn't seem logical that they were gonna rotate through there. So I like that call, come off it. Meanwhile, Hyperion comes down. So between Hyperion and the globes that can come in, there's a lot of clear. Ice Wall only finding Asmodan, but that's the setup that they got last time. Sleep comes down. In comes the big stun from Sulfuris. Rainer actually the first to fall. Gusting back to the bottom side. And now Styx throws out the big Rip Tire. Third kill now for Kingle. That's going to be a 4-for-0 exchange as Team Rainbow Strike Go. Throwing out the ults in that team fight, putting their foot down. And they're going to capture this shrine. They got push going in both of the off lanes. Slow Cheetah kind of sneakily doing a camp down here that they haven't noticed quite yet. I don't think they're going to scout that out either. Stung Beetle answers to the bottom lane, but here comes the Arcane Punisher. Pushing down the mid lane here. Front wall already exposed from a big push earlier. Meanwhile, Ice Wall catches too. Did they have any follow-up for it? They don't this time, but that will slow up their damage a little bit onto this Punisher. Rag is still in top lane, and Slow Cheetah just now finishing that camp. Took a little longer than I expected, and I'm sure they expected as well. Iron Skin gonna be popped there. Trying to keep themselves alive there. That did so. Stung Beetle taking a little bit of damage as they bait the Punisher over the wall. And that is going to be the end of this Punisher. Still fort down in the mid and major damage to this front wall. Skingo going to get started on the camp. You've still got the 13 talent tier advantage, and much like in the last game, there's going to be a small window as 210 Blechman Street gets the 13, but 16's coming in soon for Team Rainbow Strike Go. They are still on the back heels, are Blechman Street, but looking better in the early game here. But a last team fight really shifted things. It shifted the momentum over to TSRG. There are the 16 talents coming in. Still a pretty long road for 210 Blechman Street. Their goal here has got to be to try to avoid fighting if they can and get the soak out as much as possible before that next objective in the top lane. If they can get 16 and get an even team fight here, there's a chance, but Denominator a little bit far in is going to get hit there by that ice wall, making it a very easy follow-up for, the Sulfuris Smash for the sleep. Now Furion gets taken down. Rainer taken down, and big damage onto Styx. Johanna sticking around a little bit too long out here, gets pooped back into the stun, and that's going to be a third kill for Team Rainbow Strike Go. Now that's going to be the front wall falling here. Sylvanas is pushing in the off lane, though. He's getting almost as much in this top keep area. Robert is going to come in. By the way, that was Possession you heard there. Level 4 talent picked up. Can they catch Slow Cheetah? Going to show on the wall, showing exactly where in the brush they are here. Slow Cheetah going to pick a random bush to back in. Try to get away. not found out there. Meanwhile, on the backside, Ice Wall into Riptire. Denominator gonna fall before they can make it back out. Kingle a little bit far in here, but we'll be able to gust away before Slow Cheetah can get the silence there with the Wailing Arrow. Oh, and here comes the sleep coming in. They are not done, ladies and gentlemen. Still having the 16 talent tier advantage. No reason for Team Rainbow Strike Go to walk away from that. And they'll get themselves another pick, staggering the kills here, which is pretty huge. Even if 210 Blechman Street gets the 16s in time for the Shrine, which will be close, they're not going to have... they're definitely not going to have Rainer now. But so far, Team Rainbow Strike Go not initially jumping onto the Shrine. They're going to be satisfied to grab their camp first. Meanwhile, Kingle down in the bot lane, trying to do a little bit of a cheeky invade onto Slow Cheetah, but not willing to go 2v1. But is here for the clear as Demonic Invasion comes down. Kingle going to be able to clear that out fairly easily, but the wave is coming in, and Slow Cheetah does have Black Arrow to shut down, or no, didn't shut down the fort. They have more than enough clear for it. Meanwhile, on the top side, you got a lot of super potions coming out for Panda. He's ready to heal, but there's no fighting going on, so no real need for him at the moment. It's kind of the window that Blechman Street could be using to fight, but they're losing some damage up here in the top lane, and they're just happy to counter push at the moment. Now, if they can get a keep down on the bot lane, I would say that's a worthwhile trade, but they're looking at possibly the end of the game here. But they do have counter push. Team Rainbow Strike Go getting themselves the Mortar Punisher. We do see them diving in here, and yeah, gonna have to see that indestructible, or not indestructible, but Iron Skin popped. Hyperion coming out from Dung Beetle. They're gonna try and clear this out. Kingle flies in. It's a decent amount of damage to Denominator on the backside there, but we'll be able to walk away from that. But the Ice Wall, however, directly into the stun, into the sleep, and that's going to be 3 for nothing for Team Rainbow Strike Go. They're going to look to get another kill. Iron Skin gets popped, but Johanna will fall. 4 for nothing. And they look to end here. Styx is a little bit low. Punisher's gone. Of course, still has full shielding as they get started on this, but the Demonic Invasion comes down to try and defend, try and zone them back a little bit. Asmodan, oh, able to juke the concussion mine there a little bit. But this is shields going down, and Sulfuris falls from the sky. Asmodan goes down. They're stacking up pretty hard here, though, our TSRG Knights. Taking a lot of extra damage. We will see the Wind Tunnel coming in to zone them back, and the Ice Wall. And that is going to be it. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 and the series to TSRG. Team Rainbow Strike Go. Let's see if the game wants to give us some stats this time around. I feel like it's about a 50-50 with me lately. Not really sure what causes that. I'm going to need to look into it. Either way, very impressive series. That time, 210 Blechman Street showing a little bit more signs of life there in the early game. We're able to get the first objective, push down that first fort. But boy, Team Rainbow Strike Go took a team fight post 10. Once they got their ults in, they knew what they needed. They got to 10s, and they started dominating the team fights. And with a comp that, like what Blechman Street had there in that game. Ooh, you okay there, buddy? That was a little weird. I think he just sneezed himself awake. But with a comp like they had, team fighting was never going to be their big advantage. So all Team Rainbow Strike Go had to do was force those team fights. I think they pretty much had the advantage they needed to take it home. But let's reach out to team captain for Team Rainbow Strike Go. See if we can get ourselves a little interview going on here. That would be Robert. See if we can get him into our voice call here. All right. And there is team captain for Team Rainbow Strike Go, Robert. Hey, how you doing? Congrats on the win.
Thanks, man. Super excited.
Yeah, so you guys come out top of the division for a lot of the standings so far. So this will kind of reconfirm that hold of the top position for a while. How are you guys feeling right now?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's been a pretty interesting season. I think. I mean, we did take a domination ourselves to Cool Cat and Kittens, so they got us this season for that. So maybe we'll see them again in the playoffs. We're crossing our fingers. Got some payback to do with them, but we actually played extremely well against some really hard teams in our division. So just kind of super excited to see where we're at this stage in the season. Now we got like half of it to go, so we'll see how we do the rest of the season. But just super excited to be where we're at right now, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned being in the middle of the season. So early in the season, my interview questions tend to be a little bit different than the mid, and then different than at the end. It's around this time that I usually ask people, how is your team developing so far this season? You've played a few weeks. You've kind of seen, maybe a little bit of a change in your team. How are you guys now versus how you were feeling in weeks 1 and 2?
We prepared in the off season for this season. So, because last season we got to the Western Conference Finals, so our bar was pretty high already just for us getting that far.
Sure.
So we were definitely aiming for the championship, but at the same time we gotta get through all these hard teams to get there. So. As far as to answer your question, really where we're at from the beginning of the season to now, I think right now we're kind of tanking a little bit. We're not in peak form, but hopefully if we plan it right, we'll be in peak form right around the time when playoffs rolls in. But when you kind of start a season, we're just like, okay, we want to implement all these things we tried, and we gotta be strategic of when we're gonna do it. So I think the excitement was super high, but then, as the weeks progress and then you're going through the games and it's not as much of that creativity at first, and it's more about repetition and getting on those solid games. Sometimes it dips energy-wise a little bit, but ideally we want to end on a high note and carry that into the playoffs is kind of what we're trying to manage.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. So going over this series a little bit. I would say a little one-sided in game number 1. Certainly, you guys kind of, from the macro, so the team fighting kind of just ran the map on Cursed Hollow. But then we get into game number 2, and a little bit more of an early game comp for the side of Blechman Street. And they came out and were actually able to get the first objective from you guys. How are you guys feeling in the first phase of game number 2 in terms of your opportunities to come back later?
With this team, we knew going in that they played this game or this map specifically the most. This would be their 4th time this season, and I mean a little bit about their history. I don't know if you know anything about them, but they're a good group of guys. I actually met them earlier this week, and they just kind of got together for the heck of it. So to get placed at this stage in this division for not really having any of that background, I applaud them, number one. So I think every time they play in general, they just get better, and every time they play those specific maps, they get better. And I mean, they just basically they traded very well. They knew they weren't going to win something, they got something in return, right? And that's kind of what you do when you're down, and they did a good job with that. Their composition kind of reflected that, with a double split push comp type thing. And I don't know, I was pretty impressed. And they were excited too. We kind of had a little chat thing going on. As far as the kill count or whatever, I mean that will come with the time. But they played the map probably the best that I've seen it. So I think for us though, we just had to play our game. We knew we scaled a little bit later once we kind of hit the 10. So I think once we got 10, we just had to play as safe as possible so we didn't throw early. because like Sylvanas and Asmodan, they can like, end games freaking early, right? So we didn't want to give them that opportunity. So we just wanted to hang in there, and then once we kind of got our bearings and the talents that we wanted, then we just started executing when we saw it, and then obviously it snowballs when you got man advantages and things like that. So we played that to our favor for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, that pretty much does it for my questions. But congrats on the win. Well, it was kind of a short series, but
it was.
But I will comment though that it's good to hear a little bit of background about Blechman Street. I knew they were a new squad, so I didn't know very much about them, other than the fact that they've just kind of been struggling this season. So the fact that you as an opponent are seeing growth, and I agree with you. At the end of that game number 2, they didn't like their odds going up and fighting you guys in the team fight to be able to get push in the other lanes, and that if they're able to defend in that top lane, they have gotten massive value in the other 2 lanes. So they weren't able to execute the end of that plan in the team fighting in top, but still, they had the macro sense to be able to like, hey, let's go after this because this is something that might work. I kind of like that view on how to try to counter your guys' strengths.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they kind of knew a little bit about us too. Kind of shared that with them when I did speak with them, but I think it was interesting too because I think it's just trying to implement the patience because, legit, like I don't think anyone's gonna know this because obviously the people that get interviewed are the teams that win. But I kid you not, I think with the exception of one guy on their team, like the rest of them didn't even play Stormling until they started playing NGS. So huge props to them for just like sticking it out this far and like trying to learn like every week. Like I can't applaud them enough because I honestly don't know if the roles were flipped how my ego would be. I'd be like, I don't know, you know what I mean, getting but they're taking it just 1 week at a time. So I really applaud them, and I'm really curious to see where they're at in a season or two, just see the progression.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, sorry. Was there a question? I think
there really wasn't a question. We were just kind of talking about it, right?
Talking earlier. For sure.
But yeah, with that in mind, if you have any shout-outs you'd like to make, now is definitely the time.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, the first shout-out, I just want to shout out to basically the Team Rainbow Strike Go family. We got a handful of guys, like our main team put in the week, like every week, the off-season. Balancing it with the relationships and vacations. We got a sister team, the Knights, our coach, Z. Just huge shout outs and thanks for all you guys and helping us prepare for this season. Shout out to 210 Blechman Street. Again, I talked about them already a lot, but I can't commend you guys enough for sticking it out and just staying on the bright side and looking forward, guys. That's all you can do. You get better. Just get better. Just keep at it. I want to give a shout out to you, Jason. Thanks for putting us a platform. I love watching the replays. And if you do little insights, I'm like, I learned something today. So maybe I'll learn something when I watch the stream again from you. No pressure or anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a pleasure to get to cast games, and every once in a while, a little extra stakes in it for me to get to cast one from within my own division. So that's always fun to have a little extra interest in the game over. Yeah, I'm always interested to watch the games, but I'm like, oh, these are teams that I might play later. So it's nice to be able to see a little bit of that too. So I can scout and cast at the same time. It's extra value.
There you go. You get a lot out of it for sure. A lot out of it. But definitely shout out for you for that. Shout out to NGS just for existing. Really just amateur leagues in general, but NGS specifically do fantastic. With the community as far as like what they offer and all the things. Whether it's like shows and statistics and like posting the live streams on the main page, whatever. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I probably don't even know about still. But there's like a lot. Love it. Hopefully this community just keeps growing and more over time. And just shout out to the people in the front lines. I know we're getting the vaccines for some different states here pretty soon, which I'm sure we're very excited to see people without mask at some point, hopefully. So get your vaccines. I guess if you don't believe them, you just roll the dice if you're going to take that course. But hopefully we'll normalize a little bit. But in the meantime, I want to give a shout out to people that have been there on the front lines for, almost like a year and a half now, risking their health and not even their health, their family's health, just to kind of keep the rest of the population alive. But other than that, man, that's all I got. You got any shout outs, Jason?
Well, I actually will do a whole set of my own shout outs after the interview, but thank you very much. And I actually really respect that, a lot of those call outs, but especially to the people on the front lines. I think a lot of people forget it's been going on for so long, but people still dealing with it. It's definitely commendable. So
yeah, for sure. And for us, since a lot of us are either working from home or playing video games most of the time from home, it's like we don't even realize a lot of what's going on. But
us introverts are like, oh, you guys don't like this? Isn't your? Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I was like, it seems normal to me. Like this is like normal life. It hasn't really changed that much, but no.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thanks again. Congrats on the win tonight, and we've got a match coming in a couple of weeks, so it won't be too long before I see you again.
I look forward to it, man. Look forward to it.
All right. Well, thanks again, and have a good night.
All right, you as well. Take care.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you all for watching. Let me give a quick shout out to NGS and our Patreon before I get going here. You heard it from Robert himself. NGS is a very, very good amateur series and run by a lot of people that work very hard, myself included, but not as much work as some of these other folks put in on a week-to-week basis, and there are a lot of them. And it can help quite a bit to support if you can. They've got some pretty good Patreon rewards that my buddy Mongoose puts together quite a lot and sends out to people, so consider contributing if you can. Get a little something back in return and help keep this organization going smoothly and doing all the things it wants to do. But for personal shout outs before I go, I will be coming back to stream a little bit later tonight. Tonight I'm doing a little bit of stream maintenance. So I'm recreating some of my scenes and splitting them up a little bit differently so that it's a long story, but to make the stream a little bit better and run a little more efficiently. So I'm going to actually send you guys over to Kai, but that's kind of exciting because he is about to go into a Game 3 for another Division C West match between Almost Legends Obsidian versus Artemis. They just had a big finish with I kind of looking at it on the side while I was doing that interview. They had a core wipe on Dragonshire that got reversed and just went back to force it to a Game 3. So they're probably in a lot of hype over there on that stream. So I'm going to send you over to my teammate / regen network partner / favorite co-caster / best. No, I'm kidding. But I'll send you over to Ban Kai. But thank you all for watching. And for the Nexus Gaming series, I am Jason. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.